Listen to this. That's the sound of all the Pelicans fans on social media right now, man. Y'all about to be the best team in the West, and I'm hearing zero hype. So let me explain to y'all why I think this. Before I start the video, real quick, I am switching my entire video style up to something not only informing, but also more entertaining, so help a small channel out and subscribe. No, this is not clickbait, man. I have made YouTube videos before where I exaggerated in the title for sure, but this is not one of them. The Pelicans team that started 1-13 will be the #1 seed in the Western Conference just 365 days later. Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram in the last season they played together had a 29-30 record. Now with me giving you this information, you might think that adding Zion Williamson to the Pelicans doesn't automatically make them contenders, but that's where you're wrong. There are many reasons that I'm about to list as to why Zion on the 2023 roster is a lot different compared to him on the 2021 roster. First off, let's start with the coaching. Alvin Gentry was the coach of the Pelicans from 2015 to 2020. And while he had to deal with a lot of injury problems with the roster, he wasn't the most talented coach, so the Pelicans bring in Stan Van Gundy. Stan only coached one season after being fired, and in this 1 year, the Pelicans have a horrible defense. None of the players liked him. I think he's an overall bad offensive coach as well. And even through this, Zion Williamson is still able to play at a historic rate. Pelicans, when the two stars have played, were at a near 50% win percentage. The Pelicans now have a better, younger, and friendlier coach in Willie Green. And even though Zion hasn't played with him yet, I could just tell that not only does Willie Green fit well with him, but his ideal coaching style and strategy complement Zion. Towards the end of the season, Willie Green began to start Jackson Hayes next to Valanciunas, and the record when both started together was 15-11, and that was with Brandon Ingram missing 11 of the games. Then, the Pelicans kept Hayes starting for the postseason, they win both play-in games, and then they win 2 games against the Phoenix Suns, who are the best team in the league. And obviously Hayes' playstyle isn't exactly like Zion's, but both primarily do play in the paint. So imagine you could upgrade Jackson Hayes with Zion Williamson and then just put Hayes off the bench. That's crazy. Speaking of Jonas Valanciunas, I think I said his name like 30 seconds ago, he is not only an upgrade from Steven Adams, the last center who played with Zion, but he is also a way better fit for Zion Williamson. Steven Adams is a good center and was a good center for the Pelicans, but he has holes in his game, a big one being a lack of shooting. And although he's a great passer, and that helps him with his floor spacing ability, ideally you want as much floor spacing for Zion as possible. And Big Val will give you just that. I think Jonas is one of the most underrated centers in the game, averaging 18-11 on 54-36-82 splits as a center, and he is no sniper, but he can shoot. He can shoot, he can rebound, take advantage of mismatches. His only real weakness is on the defensive side of the basketball, which we will talk about right now. Ever since Anthony Davis was traded from the Pelicans, they have not even been an average defense, even last year. But I still think there are many reasons as to why they could be a good defense next season. First of all, post All-Star break last season, the Pelicans really improved on their defense, ranking 9th in defensive rating in the league. And I truly think that is the real Pelicans. I mean, ranking 22nd in the defensive rating before the All-Star break is expected when you have a brand new coach. I mean, look at the Boston Celtics before the All-Star break and how they were playing. It is very rare that a coach's first year with a team, they exceed expectations. But yeah, defensively, Herb Jones will only be getting better. They just drafted Dyson Daniels, who might be the best perimeter defender in the entire draft. And a reason that I think the Pelicans defense had improved in the middle of the season last season was Jose Alvarado getting more minutes. And the Pelicans do have below average defenders like Jonas Valanciunas and like CJ McCollum, but not only do I think their defense is over criticized, but individual defense is pretty overrated. I think as a team they're just fine, and with Zion Williamson coming back, he will be a lot better of a defender than he previously was. But enough of this defense talk, let's get to the most important part of the video. There are a lot of factors that goes into winning basketball games. I mean, it's never black and white. There's coaching, fit, chemistry, but most importantly, talent. So clearly, if I think this team is the best in the West, second best team in the whole NBA, this team has to be talented, and I probably think higher of them than the general NBA fan. So let me tell you how talented I think each player is. Zion Williamson is a generational player, a clear superstar, and hasn't even sniffed his potential. In the 2020-21 NBA season, he was an all-star and a clear top 20 player, and although he hasn't played in the National Basketball Association in over a year, I think he will come back even better than he was then, just, being young, taking his time to make sure he was 100% healthy now. He's going to have a clear advantage over other NBA stars that play their way into shape, because it sounds like he's really motivated. I mean, he just said he wants to win MVP, and yes, he is my pick so far. I think he's a top 10 player next season, being a very underrated playmaker and the most efficient scorer in the league. Brandon Ingram is a top 20 NBA player, and I know that that is a hot take, but there's no doubt about it. He was the best player in that Suns series last season, and if he ever matched up against a superstar in the playoffs, he is matching their play or playing better, unless it's someone like Jokic or Giannis, in which he's clearly getting outplayed. But yeah, straight hooper, underrated playmaker, and I'm probably going to say everyone in New Orleans is an underrated playmaker because they are. The Pelicans won't even start an actual point guard next season. We'll be seeing point guard Zion, point guard CJ McCollum, point guard Ingram, and all three will work just fine. Ingram's only weakness is three-point efficiency, but you aren't leaving that boy open, I promise you. CJ McCollum as a third scoring option is ridiculous, man. There's playoff series where he would outshine his teammate Damian Lillard, and now he doesn't have nearly the offensive pressure that he had in Portland. He can focus more on playmaking, focus more on defense, doing the little things. He's a tier below all-star, but when playoff time comes, he can step up. Jonas Valanciunas is a top 8, top 9 center, and as a fourth option, that is a bit ridiculous. He has so much versatility with the fact that his jump shot, he doesn't even leave the ground, so if you try and contest it, he'll just use his first step to get past you. As a 7-footer, that is unfair. I think he's going to be a great fit next to Zion, and as long as he can hold his own on defense, he's just a winner. Herb Jones was debatably one of the greatest rookie defenders we've ever seen. It's just too bad that he got outshined by Evan Mobley. But I'm pretty sure some people actually voted Herb Jones onto the All-NBA defensive list. And honestly, that's all he really needs to do next season when you have all the offensive talent you have around him. He just needs to play defense. A big concern for him coming into the NBA was his jump shot, and in his rookie year, for him to shoot 34% for the season and then over 40% in the play-on games and playoffs. I mean, 34% isn't like elite or anything, but for his first season, you already don't want to leave him open. That is amazing. And as for the bench, Dyson Daniels and Jose Alvarado will both be good defending playmakers, and personally, I think they should get minutes over Devontae Graham, but if there's ever any injuries going on, Devontae is a great scorer off the bench. Trey Murphy dominated the Summer League this year, and I expect him to be a good scorer off the bench during the season. And Larry Nance is one of the most underrated role players in the league. As long as his jumper is tolerable, him and Jackson Hayes should be some more good defenders off the bench. The things that I have said in this video might seem crazy to some people, so let me know in the comments what I am wrong about. Once again, I am not a Pelicans fan, but I just fell in love with watching the team over the season, even without Zion. So much potential. I am just counting down the days to watch them again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before August, and like the video to help a small channel out, and peace.